Hey, it's Andy Staten with Andy Staten Home Services, and this is the month of May's Ask the Expert moment. So, lots of people are asking, when will the housing market crash? One of the most frequently asked questions I get from friends and clients is it going to happen? Well, now there certainly is a lot to unpack in that question, but I always start the conversation trying to understand the underlying assumptions of starting with when and what do people mean by crash. For most people, the use of the word when implies sooner rather than later, right? I then ask why they think the market's going to crash in the near term. Well, most of the time I get something like, well, the market can't sustain the current level of appreciation, or it comes from reading a lot of headlines on TV, and they don't really consider the underlying factors driving the current market. So I find that second part, market crash, is normally a reference to the crash of '08 to 10. Again, understanding what actually drove that crash is the key to will it happen again. So most experts agree that the underlying conditions that led to the market crash, poor underwriting, high debt, no equity, are not the factors that are driving today's market. In fact, one could argue that in our current situation, these are not the drivers, as all banks have significantly tightened their underwriting and most homeowners have significant equity in their homes. So I'm not going to lie and say the market can't do it, right? We all know markets can and do crash. And the one indicator of a coming crash is rapidly increasing prices like we're seeing today. But we need to also look deeper to understand what's driving our current market to predict that to happen. So historically, increases in the price of homes have averaged around 5%. Last 12 to 24 months, most areas have seen 20% increase, considerably higher than that 5%. The rapid appreciation in home prices in the past 18 months has also driven by low inventory, high demand, and cheap money, significantly different than what we saw in '08 to 10. So I can't see this historically low inventory and high demand changing in the short term or even in the midterm. The inventory of homes for sale has been steadily falling for 3 years. There were 3,000 homes for sale a couple of years ago. Today, less than 600. This is an 80% decrease in inventory that's driven by people staying in their homes 30% longer than they did 10 to 15 years ago, and the slow pace of home building over the last couple of years. So industry experts say builders have delivered 4 to 6 million fewer homes than required to meet the market needs over the past 10-year period. And given the current pace of home building, it could take up to another decade to meet the current demand. So as I look at our market and consider some of these factors, barring any unforeseen events, I don't believe that we're going to see a market crash in the next couple of years. What I do think is going to happen is that increasing interest rates will work to push down home prices. Demand will soften a little, some due to affordability, but not go away. And the inventory will stay low, resulting in a slowing of price increases over year. As always, if you have any questions, want to talk to me or anybody on the team, 302-841-2127. I'm Andy Staten with this month's Ask the Expert.